Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Direct Recap Show here on Nintendo Power Block. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan, alongside me for this first 2020 edition of the Direct Recap Show is that retro code Eddie V.
Mini Directs, yes!
Yeah, Ed, so we had an episode post today that said that, we talked a lot about why Nintendo hasn't had a Nintendo Direct, and magically one just drops today at noon.
Like, literally, I was at work and my phone went off, and I'm like, oh.
I know, it was probably me.
It was you. So I looked at it, and you was just like, Xenoblade Chronicles, Borderlands, I'm like, wait, what did I miss? How did I miss this? And then I looked on the message that said Nintendo Mini Direct, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so anyways, to catch everybody up, we are live on our YouTube page and on Twitch and Mixer for this episode. We're going to get this up on podcast feeds as soon as we possibly can. Nintendo dropped a Nintendo Direct Mini today, 28 or 29 minute episode of Nintendo Direct, which we just had a discussion before we started recording. Like, if this is 29 minutes and this is what we got, what is the next full Direct going to be like?
Exactly.
There's so much content packed in here, so many games kind of announced and out now, and kind of just all kinds of crazy things today. There's a lot of third-party support here too, as well. 2K and EA both showed up with third-party stuff. Pretty exciting, especially because EA never shows up with anything. So,
right, and we pretty much got an idea, at least up to June, what is coming.
Yeah, definitely up to June. Now, to be fair, the Direct did start with a kind of like a one-shot panel of, everything in this Direct could possibly change due to, the coronavirus and whatever. But so far, everything slated through June is pretty exciting. The Direct kicked off with a huge Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition trailer, showcasing Shulk and the other characters, and it was a really cool trailer. The game looks fantastic. It looks beautiful.
Yes.
Like, it looks way better than I remember. They must have done like a
overhaul,
a huge overhaul, not just like character models and everything, but like the landscapes, the architecture, the way the characters move, the animations, the everything is just. Jesse's in the chat. Hey, Jesse. He says arms too. We'll get there.
I think because of their experience with Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, kind of like having that big expansive world with X, and then learning how to program and get an art style that's fitting for a Switch with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it feels like it's going to be a bigger world. Like, I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, this looks very different than the original version, and it feels bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks bigger because, like, obviously the draw distance is way better in certain areas, and you can just see more. It being kind of it kind of looks a little bit zoomed out, which makes it look bigger. I think. Like, I played the original version on Wii, right? But like, I remember it being more zoomed in, and I think that's because, like, maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but for me it just felt like this was way zoomed out, so you could see more. You could see a lot of the landscapes and the just everything. It was a really awesome trailer, and it ended the trailer part ended with Future Connected, which is a new epilogue. I don't think it's a different game. I think it's just like a new ending for the game that you can go explore this new area, and kind of explore with Malia and Shulk in this new epilogue story. So that was really cool. 90 minutes of remastered and remixed music, new battle and HUD menu systems, updated character models and graphics, obviously. The collector's edition looks pretty cool. It comes with a 90-page or a 250-page art book, and the collector's set, which I don't know if it's confirmed for United States or not, but It comes with a poster and just some really cool extras, a steelbook case, the soundtrack, a physical copy of the soundtrack. So I can't wait for Xenoblade Chronicles, dude. I loved the original version. I loved playing 2 on Switch. X is amazing on Wii U, which is funny because my someone I work with, we were talking about Xenoblade X today. Just out of before we even knew the direct happened, we were talking about Xenoblade X and like how.
By the way, what time did it start?
It was at noon. No, that can't be it because I went on break at 11. Must have been at 10 because I saw people tweeting about it when I went to lunch 11, and people like tweets were coming in like it said 1 hour ago, so it must have been at like 10 or 9:30 or 9 or something. Okay. So but yeah, man, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming May 29th, which the leak from Amazon, a lot of the Amazon sites and other distributors kind of said as much. So available for pre-purchase today. Awesome trailer. Looks. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I think I need that collector's edition. Seeing that red box, and I'm like,
yeah. It looks very similar to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 collector's edition.
Yeah.
So, I will probably. This is one of the games I will probably get physically.
That's what I think. I think a lot of people are not gonna. It depends on how the pre-orders for the physicals are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see once GameStop open up and maybe Amazon. Once Nintendo say something about it, who do we go to?
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility that if we can't pre-order the collector's edition, you may be able to walk in the Target and find it. Because that's how they did Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
Like the same one that I paid $100 for. It was right there at Target. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So continuing on, what was announced after Xenoblade? Was this the 2K super trailer thing?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so 2K, there was a really cool trailer that's it was kind of like a 2K Heart Switch trailer, and it was they announced all 3 BioShock games are coming to Switch. The XCOM collection, which is XCOM and then XCOM 2 and then War of the Chosen, which is the DLC for that game. And also Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel are all coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime this spring and summer. A lot of great games in there. I know we have our opinions on Borderlands and Gearbox in particular, as I'm sure a lot of people who follow the industry, know about the medieval times USB drive and that whole debacle before Borderlands 3 came out. But I mean, this is something we were talking about a year ago where, this would have been a great collection to have before Borderlands 3 came out last year. Right?
Yeah.
We were like, this would have been the perfect collection to drop last summer for Switch.
Yeah, I think it's too late for it's one of those too late for Gearbox, but I think people are going to support it because it is finally coming to Switch.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think people are excited that third-party games are coming to Switch and they'll buy them. But I feel like the whole kind of Borderlands excitement, especially because like 3 didn't really review as well as they wanted it to. I think a lot of people were kind of down on 3, even though it was a decent game, but I think a lot of people were like, man, this is a step down from 2 or just more of a lateral step from 2. And I think that word of mouth is kind of down on Borderlands, and I just think this would have been a better collection last summer when hype for Borderlands 3 was high.
Right, because everybody was just like, oh, okay, the Game of the Year version for 1 is coming out. Okay, Xbox is getting it, PlayStation 4 is getting it. Where's the Switch version?
Yeah, that was our whole thing, was like, where's the Switch version of at least the Game of the Year edition,
Right, and it was just like, okay, cool, we got hot, but everybody was still like, if you're going to make this about Borderlands, we're screaming for the Switch version. Yeah. We will pay the $20 if you got it on Switch. And I think Gearbox didn't recognize it. They thought that because PlayStation and Xbox have a bigger fan base, meaning some of the hardcore players who has played the series, they probably thought that it wouldn't be a good fit for Switch at that time. And it was just like you, someone in your marketing is not paying attention.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to the games that, whether they were on PCs or some of the old games that when they come to Nintendo to Switch, people are already buying them. There's good stories coming up. So why do you decide not to give us Game of the Year
Yeah.
to avoid this?
Yeah.
So I think that go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So I mean, like, I feel like this would have sold better last year, but I still think, like you said, people want these third party games on Switch, and this is
Mm-hmm.
like, if people want, this, it's one of those situations where like you need to buy it, or 2K will stop supporting the Switch because they say nobody bought the games, but these aren't exactly the games that you want at this moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just one of those weird things. So, I mean, look, Borderlands exciting, XCOM really exciting for me.
Yes.
I love Enemy Within, which was the expanded version of the first game on 360. I knew this was going to come to Switch at some point. Just based,
I
just I mean, we had those rumors like probably the last couple months that this was coming,
mhm.
right? And I would have even taken a port of the first one, because I know XCOM 2, they were struggling to get it on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 for a while. So I would have even.
Why?
It was really technically. I From what I heard, and I'm not like Mr. PC genius here, right? But
Hmm.
XCOM 2 was pushing some of the highest end graphics cards for a while on PC, and they were really kind of struggling to find a good way to scale it down for the consoles. So I was really actually excited that XCOM was coming to Switch, because I mean, yeah, I love Fire Emblem, obviously, right? And Mario plus Rabbids, and
And that literally was the thing. Just like Mario Rabbids was such a big hit, and more strategy games was coming out for the system that people were buying.
yeah,
What I was wondering, I would have never thought XCOM 2 or even the XCOM games being on the system.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, XCOM 1 was on Vita, so,
mhm.
and iPad, like early versions of iPad. So I would have thought we would have gotten at least that, but at some point, not, you know. So yeah, XCOM 2, very exciting, and then of course the BioShock collection. You know, there'll probably be decent versions of those games. I'm not a huge BioShock fan, but I know a lot of people are excited for BioShock on the go. So
Yeah, people are planning to buy that on the go. If it's coming out physically, they'll get that game so they can play it on the go.
2K did announce, if you are planning on buying them physically, you are going to need a lot of memory to download the patches. So the XCOM collection is being put out on an 8 gig cart, holding 2 base game missions. Everything else must be downloaded. It'll be about 24 gigs. Borderlands Game of the Year edition. And wait, hold on, let me see here. Borderlands
Because
is This is what Nintendo Life has to say. Borderlands is the biggest offender. The physical cartridge will only include the first game, although even that needs an extra 6.6 gigabyte download. Then you'll need to download another 35 gigs of data to install Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. So, I mean, that's 35 gigs for 2 games isn't terrible.
not bad.
42 plus 8 is what, 50 gigs for 3 Borderlands games. That's not
Mhm.
it's not terrible, you know. I mean,
And most people
that's about half
probably.
what they are on Xbox. Like that whole set is on Xbox. Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting you.
Oh no, no. I feel like most people probably already are at a 400 gigabyte micro SD card
Yeah,
because it was just.
I've been waiting for that terabyte one to come down in price, and it's just not budging like at all.
Is it is the Switch up to 1 terabyte or no? It does
Switch
2 terabyte.
the Switch says they will support up to 2 terabyte micro SD cards when they become available.
When they become available. But it's
So
only the one
only 1
terabyte.
terabyte's available right now.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but like I said, look, I told you, right? I said I'd be more likely to play anything on Switch, right? Like I'm playing The
Mm.
Witcher right now, enjoying the crap out of it on Switch. It's so fun, it's so good. But like, like I've said a million times, if this is your first time joining us, I have a wife and kid, and we spend a lot of time together, at night. My game time either comes on the couch while we're watching TV, which is perfect for the Switch, or after they go to bed, which at that point I want to watch something that on TV while I'm playing Switch. So, it's the Switch is the best console for me at the moment. Games like this are perfect for me.
Yes.
I mean, I told you I just reformatted my Xbox hard drive, and I have maybe 30 games on there now instead of the 150 that I had downloaded previously.
Mm.
I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the main single player game, but everything else is a multiplayer game that I'll probably play with you or Jesse or Ray at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo and Gears are like the main ones, and then Call of Duty, Warzone, and Fortnite and PUBG are on there, and it's just like the Switch is going to be my single player kind of hub. So we're losing Ed here, guys. It's going to be a second here, but like I said, the Switch is my single player hub. It's going to be that's just where I want to play these games, and Borderlands will work better on Switch for me, as well as XCOM, and I don't know, maybe I'll check out BioShock. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we will find out. So we'll see when they come out, but we'll see if Ed's coming back. See where he went. We'll take a minute. If not, we'll continue for a second without him. You can still see his face, but he's frozen. So maybe we end the call and call him back. Let's try that. Live shows in the making, guys. Live show in the making. Ed, are you there?
I am here. Skype crashed on me.
I know. I was vamping, and then I told everybody that I might buy these games, and let's see where Ed's at. And then I called you back. So that was live. That was all live, guys. All live.
I was trying to call you back.
I know. I saw it said I had a missed call from you. So yeah, we were. What's just to wrap this up? Are you going to be buying any of these on Switch at all, or are you just going to pass and wait for something that we're going to talk about in the near future?
I'm probably going to get all three. I had to find out how much each is going to cost.
Well, it looks like they're all going to cost $60
for the complete version of them.
Yeah. The Borderlands Game of the Year edition looks to be $29.99, just like it was on the other consoles, which is nice. The Handsome Collection looks to be $39.99, but if you buy them together, it's going to be $59.99. XCOM looks like it's going to be $59.99, and then the Borderlands Collection looks like it's going to be $59.99. So,
I'll probably just buy. I think I'm gonna skip. I want to buy XCOM, but I think I'm gonna skip it, and wait for a sale on it because I have it for Xbox One.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, this game is gonna be like, I'm sure people who have already played XCOM that wanted to play XCOM have already played it, right?
Right.
This is just a novel version. Plus, 2K's been allowing you to have cloud save transfers between Steam and Switch too. So
yeah,
maybe people who are playing the Steam version have this to go play on the go. So what was after this 2K Hearts Switch trailer?
So it was the Ultimate Alliance 3 DLC, Shadow of Doom.
Oh
so,
yeah, the Fantastic Four stuff.
Yes, so you guys will be fighting Dr. Doom in this one. I love the voiceover, the voice acting. I'm like, oh, that's really good. Like, I must become powerful. And I was just like, oh, this looks like it's going to be a blast. And, it being available now, I think I think all three expansions are out now for people to get. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, this was.
so I mean,
I
that's
think
really
they said
cool.
this was Act 3 of the DLC. So,
Yes.
yeah, this was the last part that was included in the expansion pack. That is, what, $30, I think? Or was it
Hmm.
20? I can't remember. I think it was
I think it
30.
was 30.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, that's exciting for people who are still playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I know Ray was pretty vocal on Twitter about it today. So, up next was. What was next?
Shinseki, Into the Depths. This is by Capcom. This was an Apple Arcade game.
Right.
But now it's on Switch. This is you explore the deep sea as you are the last seaman who survived. You're going to collect resources to upgrade your gear, craft items, and dive deeper into the abyss. You gotta watch your oxygen and pressure levels. It's also going to have a time attack mode, a jukebox feature, and you guys can play it now. It's available for Switch. It looks very. It has a Metroid feel to it, even though it's like this. I want to say 2.5D in a sense that the graphics are 3D, but it's still on the 2D plane.
Yeah.
On it. And like I've never seen anything. I've never seen or heard anything like this, and I can't believe this is coming from Capcom.
Yeah. So, after that, was that the Catherine announcement after this?
Uh, no, it was the Animal Crossing
Oh, right,
New Horizons.
the 1.1 update with the Easter
Yes,
stuff, or the the bunny drop.
the bunny event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
that one is April 1st to the 12th. You will meet Zipper, who will be on your island, and you can find eggs hidden about. You can craft limited time egg items. And then another update is coming in April with new features, including the Earth Day event.
yeah. So that's cool. I'm glad Animal Crossing is getting some cool events. That sounds like a cool first event. So yeah. So I have not had a chance to play Animal Crossing yet. It's probably going to be a little while before I get to do that, but I'll catch up. I'll catch up, everybody. So
Yes.
next.
Uh, the next game was Good Job. You're working at your dad's company, and the roles and responsibilities fall on you. It's available now. This is a game where, if you look at the bathroom signs, they have that black little outline for human beings, and so you kind of work in this company, and you gotta have do these fulfill these tasks and stuff. And I guess if you break stuff, you lose money
Yeah.
or you cause a bill to go up and everything.
Yeah.
There's different levels to it. You have to figure out what is the best and effective way to achieve some of these goals. So you could you do stuff the long way, but be patient and not really damage a lot, or you could just go hog wild and do as quickly as you can, which means that you might have to destroy some stuff and not care. And if it pleases the person and you did the job, then you did the job. But
Yeah.
you have caused a lot of damage. So um,
Yeah.
it's like,
It looks
I will
cute.
say
It looks
the art
cute. It
style.
looks fun.
I love to say that the art is really clean. I really like how it looked. I'm just like, oh, this is clean for an indie game.
Yeah, it's very sharp and it sticks out. It's definitely unique's the wrong word, but it's definitely something that you don't see very often in these indie games. So very fun. Next is
Catherine full body. This
yes,
is the Catherine game.
which is good
Um,
because Atlas put out that survey maybe 2 months ago, I think, at this
mhm.
point, asking what games people wanted on the Switch, which was full of Persona games and Catherine and a bunch of other Atlas games. Catherine Full Body is very exciting. I've been wanting to play this for a while. I know it came to PS4 last year, right?
Yes.
But I know these games are going to start making their way to Switch, so I hold out, right? Like I just keep holding out for these things, and I'm glad I did because it's coming on July 7th, which is just a couple of months away.
Yes.
So it's for those who don't know, it's basically what do you say
Uh,
very sexualized version of Cubert, basically.
yeah, in a way, yes. You play as Vincent as he deals with love between two women named Catherine. One was a C and one is a K. You got the climb box to get through the challenging puzzles, so that you can see one more day and everything.
Yeah, and
Uh,
the full body edition adds a third girl into the mix, named Ren. So
yes.
you'll be able to play that very soon. Also, if you pre-order the physical copy, you get a sheep keychain from the game. So
Yes.
cool. Next.
Next one is Ring Fit Adventure. This is going to be the free update that will bring the rhythm mode to it. You're going to have 17 tracks coming from various games that are Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and Breath of the Wild. Your ring companion will now have a female voice option, and more languages have been added. There's a new jogging option, so when you're not doing the adventure mode, you could pick different stages to jog in. And it's available now for anyone who has Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah, that's good, especially because everybody seems to be trapped in their houses right now because of this Corona stuff. Like, people are honestly these like Ring Fit's been sold out for weeks, and it's going for insane amount online through third parties and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I, I can't believe Ring Fit is as big as it is. You know?
yeah, like I remember seeing a ton of them at Target, and I'm just like, what people's meaning that's selling out? And I guess now because of it, like, wow, dude, I when I went to Target today, sorry, side note, everybody, um, switches were gone, but there were two switch lights still there.
Yeah, I mean, switches are really hard to come by right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
but you
with
think,
all this, with the supply lines in China, like, being taken out, right? Like,
mm,
they're hard to make. You know, I mean, they're hard to find. So if you have a Switch, good job. But you know, if you want a regular, like, Switch lights aren't hard to find apparently, but it's
yes,
the main Switch that's really hard to find. So hopefully during this lockdown you don't get Joy-Con drift. I saw somebody uh, put a meme out there that was like, I finally get to play my Switch. I finally have time to play games because I can't go to work. And then it it was like a Joy-Con, like the Joy-Con drift diagnosis thing on the Switch, and it's like, no, I'm cursed. It was pretty funny. It was a good one. So, speaking of Joy-Cons, did I tell you that I lost one of my Joy-Cons the other day?
wait, what?
I couldn't find it anywhere. Right? Like, I knew, like, my kid was probably like running around with it at some point, and my nephews were over and stuff. I would look, dude. I looked everywhere for like 3 days for this thing. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. Yesterday, I'm getting the blankets out for my bed and like getting cleaning my office and stuff.
Uh huh.
She walks up to me with it, and I was just like, I hate you so much, but I love you because you're adorable. So,
I'm like, huh?
so that was my
Was she
side
like,
story.
was she like, Daddy?
Yeah, actually, she was. She handed it to me along with a pen that I needed for work. So,
Wow.
all right then. So yeah. Anyways, Catherine Full Body, July 7th on Switch. So after that, we got what did we get
King
after that?
King's Bounty 2. This is a tactical
Yeah.
RPG to a 1990 game that came out on PC. It'll be available 2020. I don't know much about this one.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
either. It was just like this weird thing where they were like, I thought this game was like kind of recent. I was like, okay, maybe it's like a PC game that I just don't pay attention to PC games, and maybe it was pretty popular or something. It's from like the early 90s, like a tactical RPG from the early 90s, like you said. And it's like, if it's so influential, like they kept saying how influential it was. And I was like, if it's so influential, why are we only getting a sequel 20 years later, you know? Which is fine. Like, I have no problem with that, right? Like, XCOM did the same thing. But it's just like, King's Bounty, is it really? It looks
I,
cool though. Like I mean, it looks cool. You know, I'm all for cool tactical RPGs, but
I think this is a game that is going to appeal more to some of the strategy players and the PC players.
hmm
Because I wonder if this game is also. I'm assuming this game is also coming to PC, like Steam and Epic Games
yeah,
and
I'm sure. I
some
mean, I'm
stuff.
sure it's going to come to Xbox and PlayStation also. To be
I,
honest,
I'm assuming that since there's been so many PC games being ported to Switch and it's been very successful, I think it's kind of cool that this brand new game getting announced for a console first before PC to be like, hey, we got a great excitement and but making it better. It's going to be on Switch and it's going to also be. I have a feeling that there's going to do cross save
yeah.
on, and I think that would be really really cool. But there's not much information for it, but maybe we'll see. I think we'll probably see something later on down the line in the summer, or maybe I would say the fall. Um, so that's all I can say about it. I don't have too much information.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll wait to see more, but it sounds neat. So next,
So they announced the next character for Super Smash Brothers is going to be coming from Arms.
I'm the only
Or
person that's excited for this, and I know here comes Jesse in the chat. Arms two, arms two, arms two. But
uh,
I'm excited. We talked about this when Smash came out. Like, why isn't there an Arms character in there?
yes.
Um,
And I said that because ours is too new for it. It just wouldn't fit the way that they was doing some of the Smash characters. It looked like it was just like a lot of these games ha- that they came have built a foundation in their series.
yeah,
Um, that's kind of recognizable. And ours is something like kind of new for it. And like I said, even though they sold like it sold 1 million plus, they sold really good
I
in
think
ours.
I think it said it was up to like almost 3 million sold. Which, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you get a free game trial till April 6th. So
Yes,
download it,
uh,
try it. It's cool. I
it's the
liked Arms. I'm one of the few people who did apparently, but at least vocal people who did. But I really liked Arms, and it's a really good kind of workout game too.
yes,
Because you can play with controller support, which is what I did because I'm lazy. But uh, you
and
can
it's the
like
full game.
yeah,
That's all.
and you
So,
can like use the Joy Cons to punch and do different types of punch and grabs and stuff. I really recommend you try it out at least.
but
Character
you
like
have to.
what?
Oh, I was about to say, but you have to be a Nintendo Online member in order to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
um,
I think a lot of people are paying for that just for the NES games and the SNES games. So
yeah, $20 a year. Come on, y'all.
yeah. So they didn't announce who the character was yet, but my theory is it's either going to be a character. It's going to be kind of a few characters. Like it's going to be one character with different skins, kind of like Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings, or
Uh huh.
Dragon Quest Hero or whatever. That's my thought. Where it's probably going to be like Spring Man, Ribbon Girl, Min Min, and maybe one other character like that, or it's going to be Max Brass, which is the villain of the game, and he's just like a big towering kind of character. So that's my guess. The only thing is, on my first guess, is that Springman is a assist trophy, and they haven't really done assist trophy characters like
Mm,
as traditional characters yet. Which, if they do, because Springman and Ribbon Girl are like the main two characters, right? Like that, I feel like they would be the ones you would add out of all these characters, personally, just because they're kind of like the featured characters.
yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. What do you think, Ed? Who do you think it's going to be? I kind of went through
I
they showed the roster on,
yes.
and I was kind of like, who are they going to pick? Who are they gonna add? So
I think they would go with Ribbon Girl if they had to choose someone from the first game. But I literally feel like there's going to be a new character for that's going to lead into Arms 2 or something.
nope.
Uh,
Arms 2 is not happening yet.
I have a feeling that Arms 2 is going to happen. I think they're going to happen for E3 at June.
They are strangely holding a tournament in April too.
Hey, and they are announcing who the person is, and in June, and that is E3. That
Hmm.
is when we get the ED Direct. So
Yeah,
this is Nintendo. You
yeah,
know, they Nintendo pulls out the most wackiest stuff, and you be like, "Wait, what?"
yeah. I mean, yeah. So
Hey, look, we're still trying to recover from Breath of the Wild.
I know. I'm looking at. I was at, while you were talking about this, I was actually reading this rumor for Breath of the Wild 2 on Nintendo Life, but we'll talk about that on a different day because we have other shows to record. So
Yeah.
we were actually going to do an expansion pack today, but things changed apparently. So yeah, so Arms is coming to Switch. I'm glad. I'm glad because Arms is an underrated game. I feel or under. I wouldn't say underrated. I'd say underappreciated. So
Yes.
next,
So next was Bravely Default 2.
a big
This
section
takes
on Bravely Default. There was probably what like 6 or 7 minutes of Bravely
this
Default 2.
yes. This takes place on the continent of Excellent. You play as Self, a sailor who drifts to shore. You meet Gloria, a princess who was forced to flee her kingdom. You also run into Elvis, a traveling scholar, and Adele, a mercenary that he hired. Um, in the game, you will fight asterisk holders, and when they're defeated, you take a hold of that job of that asterisk. You'll still use the Brave and default system for battle. So to break that down is with Brave, you can limit it up to four Braves where you will do a continuous hit. But if you use all four, you have to wait 4 turns in order to be the next person to attack to get the chance to attack. If you default, that means you're saving up your brave points and you defend. And when you got all four of them, or you got enough that you could use, you'll be able to use that and then build it up back again. Um, it's a really good system if anyone who's played the first game. Um, Jobs could be could be mixed, so you could be a thief and a warrior or something like that. Um, and guys, the demo is available now, and later on they're going to put out a survey to know what they can use to better the final version. Um, I know at this time of recording, I still have to download it. I was watching the direct and get the notes, and I was just like, man, I cannot wait to play this game. And I guess eShop was having a little problem at the time, but
It's still having problems. Like I just downloaded the Bravely Default demo. It's downloading now, and I also downloaded the Trials of Mana demo because I want to try to do some stuff with that and see how if I like it or not. So yeah, man, the eShop has been real slow today. I don't know if that's a Nintendo thing. I know Nintendo has kind of throttled downloads because of everybody being online all at once, and I know
yes,
all these companies are taking precautions on the internet so the internet doesn't break on everybody because it's such a tangled web of messes right now. I know
yes.
PlayStation's throttling download speeds too. Not that PlayStation has the fastest download speeds of all time, but you know,
Well, that's for another day.
yeah. So, yeah, Bravely Default 2 looks way better than it did when they showed it the first time. I'm still not a fan of the character models, really, honestly, but I think the environments look pretty good. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Quest a little bit.
Uh huh.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Next.
The next game is Clubhouse Games. It comes with 51 games worldwide. You can play local or online. It'll be available on June 5th, and you guys can pre-purchase these games today. So
That's
you'll play something like Othello, um, um, some Japanese games, French games, like
there.
tabletop games.
Yeah, they had. I saw like those cars that are on like the magnet cars that are on the tracks. You know, where you press
Yeah.
the trigger and they go around, and you have to like, you know what I mean? A lot of people that are our age probably remember them as a kid. So there's that. There's a bunch of games. So
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could like I said, it showed like they was connecting four switches to it,
Yeah,
like light and the regular switch.
yeah. So next,
So the next game is Ninjala. This is a 4v4 online play game. You can choose Ninja Gun to have a higher speed, or you can hide yourself with it. You can sorry about that, everybody. It comes with various weapons.
it's
It
coming
will
down with
be.
that Corona.
Oh no, no, no! The game will be free to play, and it's going to be available May 27th. So,
It looks
if you
like
guys,
Splatoon so much.
yes,
Like it
uh,
just
I
looks like a free to play Splatoon.
I think they showed this game
They
before.
showed it last year. They showed it
Yeah,
last summer, like probably like the September direct. I want to say.
hmm and it looks like it went through a lot of changes.
Yeah,
On something.
it looks a lot cleaner than it used to.
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
I mean, it's cool that it's free to play, and then you guys can get your 29 games. So that's kind of like five good games that week alone for Switch.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. Next,
Next is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy that is available now. They also announced that Star Wars Episode One Racer is coming to Switch.
yeah,
Um,
remastered version.
yeah, I wonder why they didn't show a video of that.
Well,
I wonder
have
if
you?
it's in,
I mean, they're probably just trying to get it functioning. First of all, did you play the N64 version of that game? Oof.
uh
I played it on Dreamcast, by the way, but
I think I played it on Dreamcast also.
I played that and
Um,
Jedi Power Battles a whole lot because for some reason in 1999 I was really into Star Wars.
but they did say the racer game was really fun.
Yeah,
You know,
no, it was
so
fun. It was
I like cool.
dude, the draw
Racer
distance on the
game,
Nintendo
awesome.
64 version
Uh,
was
Panzer Dragoon is available now. If you guys want to go check that out, I'm waiting for reviews on it because this was a shadow drop.
yeah.
Um, because don't forget it was supposed to come out in winter of last year,
Hmm.
and they didn't announce no delay for it.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it got ported by Virtuous. It's based in I want to say Shanghai, and they do a lot of third party ports. So
Uh-huh.
I wonder if their delay got hit by the coronavirus early. So you know what I mean? Like I mean I'm not like I would rather the game get delayed and be good, right? But
Mhm.
I mean I just wonder if that had anything to do with it. So
Probably, and I know that this is a time exclusive. I know it's coming for Xbox and PlayStation, and that may have been part of it too. From what they said, some people who played the preview build of it, they said it was not like up to snuff. So they probably delayed it secretly, and then just started cleaning it up, working on it.
yeah.
So.
So next,
Then they did a montage, and I can call this a montage mayhem. Trials of Mana, April 24th.
cool.
Fuser 2020. Fuser looks like it's a card-based music mixing game.
Yeah, it looks like there's a card game that Harmonix put out. Like a
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of
which
that a little bit.
which I gotta say, I played it with Larry. That game is fun.
Is it?
Yes, it's really really good. Um, Elder Scrolls Blades is coming spring 2020, so probably
Ooh.
around April or May. That's the mobile game that they showed. I thought we knew that it was supposed to be coming for Switch, but
We
we just
did.
didn't have
We did. It was
a
supposed
day.
to. It was in beta for a while. Because they announced it at E3 last year
Yeah,
at the Bethesda conference, and then it just kind of fizzled out because everybody got mad at Bethesda for a while.
yeah. Um, Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus is coming out May 2020. I've never heard of this one. I know of Warhammer. I know that series, but I'm just like, huh?
Yeah,
It was really weird. So I'll probably have to do some research on that. Vigor. This is, I guess, multiplayer shoot 'em third person action game. The closed beta comes April 9th. I don't have much information else
I thought it
for
was
that.
PUBG at first.
I
I mean that. I mean that's what it looked like at first. I know. I mean I know it's not obviously now, but it looked a lot like PUBG at first. So
Then they announced Burnout Paradise Remastered coming in 2020. Saints Row 4 Re-elected is coming out March 27th. The Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 3, June 30th. You guys could check out the demo now. Mr. Driller Drill Land is coming out June 25th, and Minecraft Dungeons is supposed to be coming for spring 2020. So we could probably see it next month, or we could see it in May.
yes. Next.
And then they ended the direct with the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion. They talk more about Isle of Armor. You will receive the Pokemon Cup food for the Master. You get the challenge, the Tower of Two Fists. One would be either dark or water. It's up to you. Once you beat the tower, you choose. You will evolve to Urshifu. The darkness would teach you a single strike style, while the water would teach you a rapid strike style. And your starter will gain. And then they went on to saying that like this week and later on that your starter would gain Gigantamax form for you to use. So it's gonna be like new moves and things like that. They said you can do some. There are some special rates going on with it, so you guys can check the direct to see if that rate is going on in your version of Pokemon.
Yeah. So
And then they ended it by showing the Switch and the Switch Lite together.
yep. It was a nice little direct. I'm very pleased with everything. I mean I knew we weren't going to get just based on them saying it was a direct mini. I wasn't expecting any like new Metroid footage or Zelda footage or anything, right?
Yes.
I'm fully expecting stuff like that for E3. Well, June, whatever that looks like, right? But yeah, I was really happy with the direct. I'm glad third party showed up. I thought that was a big addition. I think. Sorry, everybody, I'm kind of sniffly. Adding stuff like Borderlands and XCOM and Burnout Paradise Remastered, which I'm going to be pretty excited to play Burnout on Switch, to be honest with you. I liked Burnout Paradise. I didn't get remastered for Xbox, but I really enjoyed that game back then, and I think I'm gonna dip in. So, what really stood out to you, Ed? What was the big thing for you?
Definitely Bravely Default too. That one stood out to me. Definitely Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah,
Definitive Edition, Borderlands, and BioShock and XCOM 2 that stood out. I think I'm definitely gonna give Ninjala a try.
yeah. I mean, you might as well. It's free, right? So, I mean, you might as well
Exactly.
try it.
The Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 3. I want to play. One of my good friends he has it, but he hasn't started it yet. Of course, I still got to buy the Pokemon DLC, but I'm excited to play that. Definitely Trials of Mana. After playing the demo, I was like, yes, I got to get this.
Yeah,
Fuser, I need more information because and plus Microsoft Minecraft Dungeons, I'm gonna get. That looks really fun. Other than that, yeah, and Captain Full Body, yes, about it. So, Shinsekai, I think I'm going to pass off for right now. I think I'll wait for a sale on it. Ultimate Alliance 3 DLC, I haven't purchased yet. I still need to beat the game.
yeah. I know. I haven't even. I think I got through like the first couple. I forget where I'm at. It's been so long because like like I said, I was really enjoying the game until Fire Emblem came out or Mario Maker
Right.
came out. So I mean, that game just came out at the wrong time for me. But I actually really enjoyed what I played of it. So
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been excited for.
yeah,
That's what I took. So a lot of games that I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna play that. So yeah, play
yeah.
stuff out.
There's definitely a lot of the. I would definitely play that when it's on sale. Like there's definitely a lot of that for me. So I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is definitely the game for me
Yes.
in there. Borderlands probably get eventually just to play it and play through it. I don't know if I'll get all three of them. I might just get one of them and be like, I've had my fill. I'm good, because it's Borderlands. I still like I liked what I played on Xbox recently because I got the Game of the Year edition of the first one. I played about 10 hours or so, and I liked it, but then I was just like, I feel like I've had my fill of Borderlands. If I want to play a loot game, I'm going to go play Destiny. So and I realize they're two really different games, but I just prefer Destiny or the Division over over Borderlands at this point. And like I said, the only way I'm going to play through those games is if I put the time in on Switch. And out of the 2K games, I think XCOM is the game that I'm going to probably play because that game has been on my radar for some time. So I think it was free on PlayStation Plus at some point, but
I think so.
so we'll see about that later. But yeah, Xenoblade's definitely the one that stands out. Trials of Mana is something that I'm gonna download the demo because it's a game that looks like I will like it, but I just want to play through the demo first and see, and then Burnout Paradise is something that I want to check out as well. So, final thoughts on this direct, Ed? It was really a surprise because
It was really
especially since
yeah.
our episode said, why doesn't Nintendo have a direct yet? That went up today. So
It really took me by surprise. And actually, I was looking at last year's direct and indie direct, and there was one around this time. But it would have been like last week or something.
yeah,
I'm
it was like the
oh,
second week of March last year. Yeah, people were talking about that and said oh, it was second week of March, but then we had like all in a row. We had the Smash Direct for Byleth. We had the Pokemon Direct for Mystery Dungeon and the expansions, and then we had the Animal Crossing Direct, and then we had the Indie Showcase. So I mean, we've had 5 pretty big things this year already now. So
yes.
yeah, I mean,
So
this
it's
Direct
good.
is. I'm glad we got a Direct. I'm actually quite surprised we got one.
I thoroughly enjoyed what they show. Like we we can add games to the list because now we know what is coming for at least until to June. And
July.
what was the July game?
Catherine. July 7th.
I thought Captain was
It's July 7th.
oh I thought
Literally
it was,
staring at it right now. July 7th.
oh
July 7th. But, Animal Crossing just came
yeah
out. I'm
right.
The one thing that I'm kind of surprised right now that we didn't see in this direct was Doom. That's like the one standout.
Okay, so the thing about Doom is because of the game released, I think they're now putting their focus on the Switch version.
Yeah, no,
Um,
no, I agree. I'm just surprised that they didn't show it in this Nintendo Direct.
I don't think they were ready to show it. I think because they delayed Doom to get it working on Xbox and PS4. They put most of that team focus on there. So now the other team, now they're probably working with what's his name to
Panic
get
Button.
Panic Button to get it ported to Switch now.
Yeah, I
Um,
wonder. Speaking of Panic Button, I wonder who ported Borderlands over. It's probably Iron Galaxy because they already have porting. They already ported Borderlands to a few things. So,
have they
2K.
ported have they ported anything to Switch?
No, but they ported Borderlands 2 to Vita.
Okay.
So, and that game ran pretty well for it being on Vita. So, I mean, not that the Vita version ran well, but I think that was a hardware limitation, not the
hmm
porting house fault. So, Iron Galaxy also ported Skyrim to Switch too. So they're pretty able to port big games to small devices. So, I'm,
Yeah, I'm more shocked that THQ didn't like, even though
no
they're getting
Darksiders 3.
exactly. That's the one I was just
They
like,
were Saints Row. wasn't it?
No, but I was expecting them to bring more games to Switch. Like
Oh,
I would have loved to see it. Well, no,
where's
Dying
my
Light.
king? Where's my Kingdoms of Amal or Reckoning HD
That's
for Switch?
EA.
I know.
That's that company.
I know. Well, THQ owns the game, but EA owns the publishing rights to the game. So we're never gonna get that game
So,
unless you have it on 360. It's backwards compatible on one. So that's all.
yeah, yeah,
So
and Sega didn't do anything. So I'm like,
yeah, I'm kind of surprised because like this is Sega's 60th anniversary. I'm kind of surprised there's no like Sonic something or Sega Ages thing or you know what I mean. Like, I'm just
right.
kind of surprised.
Will Sega have their name on Captain Full Body now?
Well, I mean they own Atlas, so technically, I guess Sega is the partially publishing, but every promotional image just says Atlas. But
I,
Atlas, I mean Sega is mentioned in the copyright stuff, but I think that's just because they own Atlas. So I'm very excited for Catherine, though.
Um, that's not least. I know this was in the direct, but Platinum is showing their last official fourth
Ed,
game.
this isn't Nintendo Power Block. This is a direct recap show.
I know this is.
Direct recap show.
I know.
We're going to talk about it next week. Don't worry. We're going to talk
Yeah,
about it
but
next week. We're going to talk
I
about it
was
next week.
no.
Talk about it next week.
I was just going to say.
We're
I
going to talk about it
wonder
next week.
why Platinum didn't show.
Oh, Wonderful 101.
Yeah, that would lead into that announcement or something.
Yeah, that you know what? That's a good point. Good point. I take that back. We're going to talk about it next week on the Power Block, though.
Hey.
I just like to mess with you, Ed. It's a good time. So yeah, this has been the direct recap show. I know it was kind of thrown together, kind of last minute, but we were kind of surprised by it, and Ed took great notes. I watched it during lunch at work. I didn't really have time to put everything in order or anything. So thank you, Ed, for taking the notes because that's what you do, and you know. So like I said, we're gonna try to do this every time a direct comes out now. We were gonna do some practice runs, but I mean, we just had to wing it this time. So, yeah, Nintendo Direct recap show is going to be featured on the Boss Rush YouTube page and BossRushGames.com and the Nintendo Power Block podcast feed. We're gonna just break it down and talk about what we liked about it, what we're excited for, and it's coming. We have a few. I want to say a few things in the works. Ed and I were talking last night about it, and we're pretty excited about what we're gonna do Nintendo wise with this. So we will keep you posted. There's gonna be some surprises around episode 200 of Nintendo Power Block, which is just a mere 11 weeks away. I can't believe we're gonna hit 200. So yeah, so expect some sort of expansion pack next week, along with a regular scheduled Nintendo Power Block podcast. We feel like just one more thing, just one short note. I know a lot of people are stuck in their houses or their apartments or whatever. We want to be there for you. We know now more than ever everybody's looking for some sort of way to pass the time, some sort of entertainment, some sort of release, and get their mind off of this stuff that's going on, because it could be affecting you directly, indirectly, whether someone has it or you are losing hours at work because of it. And Ed and I are kind of throwing some stuff together, and as well as Jesse and the rest of Boss Rush, and we want to be there for you to kind of take your mind off of it. So we're gonna try to do more for you to kind of keep your mind occupied for at least an hour and a half of your time. So I know there's a lot of podcasts out there, but I really appreciate the people who do listen to Nintendo Power Block and have we want to be there for you, and I know it sounds cliche because everyone's saying it, but we're all in this together, and if we can kind of provide you with some sort of way to release, then that's what we're gonna do. And like I said, Ed and I have a few surprises, especially if this goes longer than the next couple weeks or months or whatever, which kind of seems like it's going to. We're gonna have that for you. We're gonna let you guys know. We're gonna let you guys in on it in a few weeks, but because we're fleshing out some things, but some cool things are coming Nintendo wise for Nintendo Power Block and Boss Rush and direct recaps and everything. So I want to thank everybody for watching this live stream. Again, we're going to try to get it up on podcast feeds as soon as possible. And Ed, you can find Ed at That Retro Code. You can find me at I am Corey in HD on Twitter. And we will see you next week on Nintendo Power Block. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.